evening and welcome to another stream, or not a stream, just a cast. It's a recording of the DGL Amber League. Gonna go straight into the game as the players have just started their first game. Tonight we will be watching Pand3m0nia versus CullenDoom. Last night we watched Pand3m0nia get a 3-1 victory in the round 2 of the Amber League. Let me just get, okay, both players' hands are up. And CullenDoom we have seen before in casting some DGL ladder games. It seems to be a Paladin, not a mirror match, but Paladin versus Paladin, the Murloc Paladin versus a Control Paladin. Interesting to see which one of these two decks will win. If it goes to late game, Pand3m0nia has the advantage, but if CullenDoom can finish off this game quickly, then he will have the upper hand and possibly the ability to win this game. Already trading into the first Murloc on the field, second Murloc on the field for CullenDoom. And most probably the Hydrologist will go down to the Noble Sacrifice as well. That will be the case as he is attacking. Just the quick catch-up of what's going on in this game. As Pand3m0nia with a control-heavy deck will most likely have more cards in hand, which you would think is the case, but so far it isn't. That Divine Favor might come in handy for CullenDoom later in this game. But we'll see what happens. It can go either way. Already moving into mid-game territory. Anything can happen, obviously taken out of the game. Very strong Murloc card indeed. And with that Dirty Rat, Pand3m0nia can possibly Dirty Rat into Untitled Champion to get a Murloc off the field. Generally, you do not want to lose any Murlocs to to Dirty Rat as a Murloc. Any kind of Murloc deck, so he would not want that, especially, well, even if he loses the Cold Light Seer, that's much better than losing the Sunkeeper Tom. We'll just see what happens next turn. We're in round 3 of the DGL DGL Amber League. What do they call it? Genesis something. And yeah, he will get the Dirty Rat. Let's see what he'll get. And he will get the Cold Light Seer, which will be the better of the two minions to get for sure. Attacking into that Noble Sacrifice will be okay. No other choice to attack there, but that's alright. That Getaway Kodo potentially being extremely strong, as he can possibly Dirty Rat out another minion. That'll be quite devastating for CullenDoom indeed. Unfortunately, not able to stream tonight's game. Oh, okay. Oh, well, he gets the Hydrologist. Not the bad. Not the worst. He can get another Getaway Kodo, possibly, and infinitely Hydrologist into Getaway Kodo if he can get that right. I'm not sure how many secrets are in the Paladin arsenal, so don't know the percentage of chance of getting a Getaway Kodo, but we'll have to see. Stonehill Defender, an extremely strong card in this deck, as with Stonehill Defender you have a higher chance of getting a class card out of it, or discover one, and and Paladins having extremely strong, there we go, obviously, there we go, he'll get Turian Fordring. The other options obviously being a Sunkeeper Tom, and that 2/2 taunt with Divine Shield that heals you by the amount of damage it does, which we saw getting played earlier. Extremely strong card in Ngoro period, but in Paladin I think it shines the most, especially being gold. Look how nice that is. CullenDoom finally getting value out of that Divine Favor to refill his hand. And what? Okay, not the well, no effect there. But I didn't see what Hydrologist gave him the option of choosing. Interesting that he would choose Repentance. But that is okay. That is okay indeed. That Eldor Peacekeeper coming in to possibly being useful later on in the game. And buttoning out that guy getting a Nesting Rock with Taunt onto the field. Very control heavy deck, and moving into the late game. That 8 mana crystals getting reached next turn, which is ideal for a paladin, as you can see in the hand of Pand3m0nia, he has 2 extremely strong 8 cost cards to play. But CullenDoom, not out of it yet, getting some pressure onto the board with Sunkeeper Tom, buffing up some of his Murlocs. But Pand3m0nia will respond at 8 mana on curve with playing the Turian Fordring that he got out of the Stonehill Defender. Possibly another Turian Fordring coming out of the next Stonehill Defender, and he has one most likely in his deck as well. Possibly very devastating for CullenDoom. CullenDoom building a board on his side. Not much he can do about, well, he decides not to do anything about that Turian Fordring at the moment. He'll probably fish out for some other strong cards. Ragnaros Lightrow Lord not being a card he needs to drop right now. Most likely getting a Dirty Rat down, or definitely the Stonehill Defender. Even Consecration, which won't do much. And he can Elder Peacekeeper, that 5 damage threat on the board as well. I'll just have to see what he chooses to do. Many options for Pand3m0nia. That is the nature of a control deck, having so many different options, so many choices to what to play, He will most likely see Stonehill Defender going down. CullenDoom, that extremely, I'm surprised not that, I'm surprised that we don't see more paladins on ladder and in tournaments. We are now, as the meta is settling, because there are so many powerful cards already in the arsenal, and not many of them having been taken out at the moment in with the rotation. Interesting that Pand3m0nia does decide to drop Ragnaros on the field, obviously healing him up with 8. Perhaps worried about potential high damage getting done to him, as we will now see quite a bit going in the way of Pand3m0nia, and that 8/8 body is also extremely strong. Getting war leaders on the board. Okay, no war leaders on the board, but it's something. And pressuring that face. Did he attack with the Gentle Mega Sword? He did, right? Yes, he killed Turian with that. Options. What can Pand3m0nia do now? He will drop Stonehill Defender. Oh, unfortunately not extremely strong cards. Curator will be nice though. That Elder Peacekeeper will cut that Gentle Megazord down to size. And what was that Death Rattle? Oh yes, of course, because he used the mount on it. Getting board control back quite efficiently. Not many options for CullenDoom at this point. That Kodo will take out the Stonehill Defender, opening up his opponent's face a little bit for damage. Deciding to drop everything he has, even though that plus HP will only go onto a Silver Hand Recruit. Pand3m0nia looking back in the driver's seat. He will decide to drop his Curator on the field. What will it pull out of his deck? Primordial Drake, he does run that, but nothing else, as the Beast is oh, that's pretty nice. I wonder if he just played it because it's gold. It's also a good card. Some damage coming from the side of CullenDoom with that War Leader being dropped on field, but not enough. He is grasping at straws at this point in the game. I think he may have run out of steam, as he has dropped. He's lost his War Leader now, as well as a Megazord and most of his Murlocs. What can he have left in his arsenal to win this game? Obviously, like I said previously, the anything can happen is not a part of the standard Paladin cards anymore. So, not much that CullenDoom can do at this point. Pand3m0nia playing that, what is it called? a light fused Stegodon and choosing to buff up his Silver Hand recruits with HP. Getting very close to lethal. This draw will depend what happens in this game. That Megasaur, I do not know if that will be able to do much. I mean, if he gets he'll Euro Power out, he'll play the Rock Pool Hunter to buff that, and then see what he can get out of the adaptation. This will be a last-ditch effort for CullenDoom. What can he do with it? Plus 3 health. Poisonous, he was looking possibly for a taunt just to get this game, take a little further. That's 6, 7, 8, 11. That is lethal for Pand3m0nia. And that will be game 1 going in favor of Pand3m0nia. The Control Paladin proving to be stronger than the more aggressive Murloc Paladin. Warrior, that is indeed a Taunt Warrior versus an Elemental Shaman. Let's see which is better. Pand3m0nia's Shaman of the Elements or CullenDoom's Taunt Warrior. No taunts in the hand for CullenDoom, but ways to deal with small minions. That is definitely not good for CullenDoom. On the side of Pand3m0nia, decide to just Euro Power out, as he does not have anything else really to do at this point. Still early game, and from turn 3 onwards, he can play on curve. CullenDoom, is he going to coin? Okay, he's going to coin out that shield, hoping to draw a taunt. That will show Pand3m0nia that CullenDoom has no taunts in his hand. Which makes it, would probably give him some confidence there. Getting that Tar Creeper down. The next turn he could play 12-year Stone Shaper if he wanted to, and get that activated. The first taunt going down for CullenDoom in the form of the Stonehill Defender, and he will choose to get a very expensive Tar Lord. I wasn't looking, didn't see what else he had to play, but he will now draw a second, and that will be the Dirty Rat, which he will play out now. Yes, he will. Let's see what he gets. That Blaze Caller, yes. Two minds about that. Number one, it's a big body. You don't really want a big body like that this early in the game with no way to deal with it. But that 5 damage battle cry is also something now he does not have to worry about. Though that 6 damage is going to go and destroy that Dirty Rat. He's hoping probably to brawl next turn. And if he can get away with that Searing Totem being the only thing left, that will be great right there. Will he decide to do that? Or will he perhaps shield block for an execute? That is what, and it pays off. That top deck is incredible, ladies and gentlemen. That is pretty insane top deck right there. Exactly what he wanted at that stage of the game. How brilliant is that? Some low-cost minions going down for Pand3m0nia, filling up his board, making the prospect of playing Brawl much more good for CullenDoom. Deciding to drop that Acolyte of Pain down and dealing some border damage, as well as getting a draw instead of playing his third taunt. He's quite behind in the taunt quest game. But can he catch up and get that ever so strong Euro Power in the form of Ragnaros's 8 damage dealt to a random minion? We'll have to wait and see. Pand3m0nia, on the other hand, sitting with quite a few choices right now. Will he play his Flame Tongue Totem in conjunction with he can do a Servant of Kalamos? That's probably a good play if you want. What else can he do? He's got quite a few choices. He will drop the Servant of Kalamos, instantly picking Kalamos, the Primal Lord, or Kalamos Primal Lord, extremely strong card, keeping that Flame Tongue Totem in his hand, but clearing the board nonetheless. A Hex would be very nice for Pand3m0nia right now. He will not get that though. Perhaps the Calamos can be played. I can't remember the 4 different effects that you can choose. Maybe there's deal a lot of damage to a minion. I don't know. That Flame Tongue Totem can come in handy right now as well, to get the extra damage needed to destroy that Tarlord. And indeed he will decide to do that. Of course, as if you play Flame Tongue Totem, everything on the right of it and left of it that dies will transfer that +2 damage to the next minion in line. So if you drop it in the middle, maximum value indeed. That is what Pand3m0nia will do, and by doing that, he doesn't lose much, just some totems and a tar creeper, and clearing off that pretty big minion off the board. I see you looking at that brawl. Don't play that brawl. Ravaging Ghoul into Sleep with the Fishes would be quite a good play as well. He could do that as well. He can play the Whirlwind into a Ravaging Ghoul and then Sleep with the Fishes to clear his opponent's board, which would probably be the best he can do at this stage. That was a misplay. You should have played the Dirty Rat first. Unfortunate there. I thought he decided not to play the Dirty Rat because I thought he was going to weapon out instead. But that was just a misplay. That's okay. Having played Elemental Furious turn, the 12-inch Stone Shaper will get Divine Shield and Taunt. And dropping another Elemental on the board, as the 12-year Stone Shaper is not an Elemental. I think it's the only Elemental, like Battle Cry, if you've played an Elemental last turn, card, that is not an Elemental. It looks like an Elemental form to me, or it made itself into an Elemental. I do not know. I don't know. That's the speculation right there. CullenDoom will get his 5th taunt into that quest. Moving into turn 10, it is quite late, especially looking at what Pand3m0nia has in his hand. Obviously, CullenDoom does not know this. He'll decide to what? Deal 3 damage to all opposing minions. But I think that 7/7 body is by far the best thing at this point. Having to trade 2 of those flame elementals, which would have benefited from that +3 bloodlust quite well. But he still has a Firefly left, which he can get 2 more of those. CullenDoom will choose to brawl before, and without dropping the... Oh, unlucky. That was a 33% chance. He could have made that a 25% and had the opportunity of having his own minion onto in the field as well. I'm not sure why he didn't decide to do that. That would have definitely been better. And even dropping it now, I wonder if he's kicking himself now. The second misplay for CullenDoom. He needs to get his head in the game. Pand3m0nia looking far better off at this point. He will drop that fire elemental down and destroy and wipe the Acolyte of Pain off this board. Another taunt coming in for CullenDoom, though. That's definitely a draw he will want, and that is welcome, I am sure. And that will be another taunt, which he unfortunately can't play right now. But the combination of playing that Primordial Drake with Sleep with the Fishes will enable him to get the board clear. But sitting at 13 HP, it's not looking very good for him. Not many answers for Pand3m0nia as well at this point, as he can Hex and will fill the board with 2 Firefly Elemental, Genu Seer, and a Hero Power, which gives him 4 minions of the board, which translates into 12 extra damage from Bloodlust, although he doesn't need to go through that taunt. And that will enable CullenDoom to finish his quest. Is he going to play all of the taunts down? Is he going to decide to play his weapon? No, he's just going to drop the taunts and keep that Sulfurous for next turn. Calamos, the second, will be in the hands of Pand3m0nia. Having to go through those taunts is quite annoying. Hoping for that spell power, and he will get it. Able to do some more damage to his opponent. Definitely wiping that frog off this board. Will he attack? Okay, he'll attack one and keep the other minion. No, he's going to attack with that. Interesting. That 1 damage will help if he's going to drop Kalamos. As CullenDoom decides not to play Sulfurious. Why? Why? That I don't even know. Okay, let's go back. Pand3m0nia deciding to get that volatile elemental. Not much choice he had there. And ending his turn just like that. Very interesting that he did not play Sulfurious in the previous turn. And still hanging on to that card. Not a bad idea, as where's that gonna go? Oh, unfortunately, he loses his Primordial Drake. Sorry, his Direhorn Matriarch. But that's fine. That is fine. Interesting that he's holding on to that Sulfurious for so long. But there must be method in his madness. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Pand3m0nia putting thought into how to deal with that Primordial Drake. Will drop Kalamos. Will he? What is that left? Okay, let's fill your board with 1/1s. Definitely the best to bloodlust with. CullenDoom, by playing the Primordial Drake the previous turn, has no way to clear the board at the moment, and no brawl will be seen either. And I think that may just be lethal. That is definitely lethal. Is it though? I can't do that math that quickly. It's looks like it. It might be a little off. Okay, with the Maelstrom portal. That is... was it 21? That is lethal, yeah. 4 times, yeah, that's lethal. It's 26 damage in total. Am I right? I think so. No, it's more. I don't know. And that will give the second victory to Pand3m0nia. And CullenDoom deciding to play his third deck, his Hunter. That is a combo rogue, combo Miracle Rogue. Well, Miracle Rogue. Not Miracle... I don't know what you want to call it. Combo. It's not the Quest Rogue, at least. Oh, okay. That died. And this looks like a mid-range. Yes, Savannah Highmane will say mid-range. Hunter deck. I think, again, this matchup might favor Pand3m0nia's Rogue. But we'll just have to wait and see. Will he coin out that Alley Cat? No, he will keep that coin for maximum value out of the gadgets and auctioneer. I'm not a good rogue player, so excuse me if I say dumb things about the rogue deck. No turn 2 play for CullenDoom just yet, as he does not want to get that Scavenging Hyena down to die to absolutely nothing. Possibly at turn 5, comboing those 2 minions together to get some... kind of a guaranteed extra, what's that, 3 times, that's 6, 3, bring it to 8, 5, yeah. Okay, anyway, Pand3m0nia sitting with some options, a lot of cheap cards to generate some draw out of that Gadgets and Auctioneer as the game progresses, and keeping his opponent's board quite clear until he does that. No rush at the moment to play any of those spells. As long as he can keep some control onto the board, he can keep all of those cheap spells to get the maximum draw out of the Gadgets and Auctioneer. A Gulokra thingy, what is it, Crawler, will be able to kill that Swashbuckler. And is it kill one or all? Destroy a pirate. Okay. Definitely a staple against pirates, and a good card in a hunter deck, seeing as it is a beast. The hallucination will give Pand3m0nia the choice between 3 of his opponent's cards, not his opponent's cards, but his class's cards, and he will decide to get the rat pack. Indeed, that eviscerate will clear the board, and he'll probably keep a hold of everything else until very, very soon in this game. Possibly coining out the auctioneer next turn with those 2 spells. I guess that's at least 2 draws. But then again, I am not a good player. CullenDoom not having any good plays at this stage of the game. Just 2 turns in a row doing nothing but Euro powering. And already down to 21 HP. His opponent is as well, but Pand3m0nia has a board. Let's see what CullenDoom decides to do. Dropping Savannah High Main on curve will put some pressure back from his side of this game. That Blood Petal. Interesting. Coining out the Valspine. Destroy a minion. That is extremely strong. That is very strong. And we'll trade that rat to get some more minions on the board. And like that, Savannah High Main and its hyenas are gone. That's a Stampede. Can get some value out of that Stampede if you wanted to, but you will decide to unleash the hounds and buff up that scavenging hyena quite a bit. I wonder if Stampede gets you a beast for each one of those hounds. I don't know. Can someone confirm or deny that? Comment in the video below once I upload this, maybe. Those hounds will enable CullenDoom to buff that hyena up to scary damage. And no, yeah, there we go. There's a way to deal with it. Well, he would have to invest some more to deal with it, but just like that, an eviscerate and a rat will wipe it off the board. He will decide to fan out knives instead. To get that draw off as well. I'm sure that that cuts CullenDoom quite deep, as that was a very, very strong combo. If you could have that on the board for at least 1 turn and do that damage to his opponent's face, I'm sure he would be very, very happy. Not playing that Stampede, interestingly enough. What is he keeping it for? There's 2 beasts. That was a guaranteed 2 extra beasts. What are you keeping the Stampede for? I don't know. On the side of Pand3m0nia, let's see. Now he finally will decide to drop his auctioneer onto the board. A counterfeit coin will get him his first draw. Preparation and we will see quite a bit of draw going out right now. That Cold Blood being dropped as well for some draw. Will we see a very strong Edwin Van Cleef being played? How much is it? What is it? 12-12? And we will see a 10-10. Sorry, 10-10 Edwin Van Cleef going down as well. Quite a bit of pressure on the side of Pand3m0nia's board. Okay, now CullenDoom will decide to play his Stampede and get 1 draw, 1 beast out of it, possibly in a second, depending on the cost. That's a 3 cost. He can play that as well. He will decide to double kill command and get that threat off the board. A very wise choice, I would say, as Pand3m0nia would have lethal the next turn, or close to it at least. Shaku the Collector. The Miracle Rogue or Combo Rogue becoming more and more popular, as opposed to the Quest Rogue we've been seeing all over the ladder, if you've been playing ladder. I really hope this is recording. I'll be quite sad. Yes, it is recording. I'll be quite sad if this stopped recording, but oh well. And a backstab will take that wolf off the board as well. Preparation. He could just drop his second Gadget and Auctioneer, but does he want to overdraw? Maybe he doesn't want to overdraw. Okay, he doesn't really care about draws, but he keeps the Gadget Sun Auctioneer in his hand. Very interesting indeed. Ooh, King Crush, lovely finisher there for Pand3m0nia. And this is looking to be going into a 3-0 for Pand3m0nia. What can CullenDoom do? Maybe a Call of the Wild could help him a little bit at least here, but no such luck. Only a Eagle Horn Bow will be seen in their hand, being drawn from him. Chipping away at his opponent's HP little by little with that Euro power. Adapted into a taunt would be great right now, and that is exactly what he will do. He does get that taunt. But I think that is still lethal for... Yes, that is definitely still lethal for Pand3m0nia, as he can drop that King Crush onto the board and get that needed damage to finish off his opponent. That will be a 3-0 in favor of Pand3m0nia.